everyone, once again, welcome back to the DSA with Daksh series. Myself Daksh Patel, and today we're gonna solve question number 2942 of Leetcode. Find words containing character. Okay, so this is the DSA series. Okay, where we started from the absolute beginner to the advanced level, and we are here to master problem solving skill and also build logical thing and critical thinking. Okay, so you have to just stay here consistent so you can master DSA. Okay. Yesterday we saw a question or number like it's valid pentagram or not. We are checking for pentagram. Like a pentagram is that each and every alphabet at least appears one in a string. So it's pentagram. And if any 20 alphabet from 26 is missing, it's not pentagram. Okay. Yesterday we solved that question. If you does not watch yesterday's video, you can check out videos link in a button. Okay, so now we'll move to the today's question. So first I'll explain question, and afterward we see the example, and later on we'll discuss about the approaches and then code writing part. Okay, so let's start with the question explanation. So you are given a zero indexed array. Okay, usually they given you zero indexed arrays. Okay, by default, but the question they mentioned that they given you zero indexed array. Okay, in some question they give a mention you given and one index there. Okay, so by mistakenly you assume that okay they given you index array you have to plus one. Okay, so no, you does not have to plus one, it's zero index array. Okay, so you have to notify, like you have to understand these little things. Okay, so array of strings of words. Okay, you are given an array of strings of words. Okay, and a character x. Okay, the question is also given you a character x. Return an array of indexes. You have to return an array of indexes. There is multiple indexes you have to return, representing the words that contains the character x. Okay, so the character x is store one character inside it. Okay, and you have to check that the particular x character, okay, is coming, how many words are there which is made of that character. Okay, if there is x is equal to a, okay, the words with made of a character, you have to return that all words indexes in the return. Okay, not that any returned array may be in any order. Okay, so you can return in any order like 0 1 1 0 1 2 3 4, like any sequence. Okay, they does not want sequential, they just want that your answer should be contain each and every indexes of the given code. Okay, so now we'll see the example one. Okay, the words array is equal to lead and code, two words are there in words array. So x is equal to e. Okay, so lead contain e and code contain also e, so you have to return 0 and 1 both indexes. Okay, like again they given you one more word, four words, four strings are there in words array: abc, bcd, aaa, cbc. Okay, and x, cbc. Okay, and x equal to a, so you have to now return which all are a. So in zero index are there a, and second index are a, so you return 0 comma 2 there. Okay, so I hope you got clear about that. You can see that example 3 also, read out the explanation also. Now we'll see the conditions. The words dot length is between 1 to 50. Okay, and the string stored in that words array is length is also between 1 to 50. Okay, the string is stored in inside word, each individual string length is also between 1 to 50. X is a lowercase English letter. Okay, and the words of I consist only of lowercase English letters. So in question they mention you each and everything is contains lowercase English letters. So no special characters, no uppercase letters, no outer side of English letters. So you are write a code, okay, which gonna work for each and everything. Okay. So I hope you got clear about the question and example. So now we'll move to the example approach discussion part. Okay, so now we'll see all possible approaches for this question. Okay. So for approach, first thing you have to note that we have to return entire array of indexes. Okay, not each and every indexes. So for returning that array of indexes, we have to create one new array. Okay, like we can create answer array or result array like that. So it's necessary to create that array. Afterward, we use one for loop. Okay, outer for loop for moving in each and every indexes of given words array. Okay, but the words is contains of string. Okay, so string has a multiple places, so you have to move each and every character one by one in a string. So you also want one more for loop to iteration in that string. Okay, so the question you have to use firstly in first approach two for loops, one result array to store that indexes which contains the given x equal to value, and afterward you can return that result array. Okay, in second approach we gonna use like first approach moving in the our words array, and afterward we going to so we use that. First, we'll use our for loop, which is iterating in each and every word. Okay, and afterward we gonna use one inbuilt function, so we does not have to check an entirely each and every strings iteration. Okay, we directly use inbuilt function. Okay, the time and space complexity, I think it's remains same. Okay, but the thing is, it's pretty simple to understand you. Okay, so first we'll start with the two for loop approach. Okay, so for that approach, I'll declare and let result array. Okay, result array for loop. Okay, let I equal to 0. I is less than words dot length I plus plus. Let word equal to words of I. Okay, again we have to take one more for loop. Okay, for we clearly storing our words of I value in word. Okay, to differentiate between that, so we use now let j equal to 0. J is less than word dot length. Okay, and j plus plus, so it will only increase the value of our given string. Now use if our word of j is equal to the given value of x, so we use result dot push our current I index. Okay, so we are only using I. You can not words of I. We using only I. Now we break that for loop because we does not need that for loop anymore, and at the end we return our result array. Okay, so I hope you got clear about that thing. You can clearly see that first for loop moving in our each and every strings of array, and we storing that particular string in a word, and after that word is used to moving each and every character of that string, and if any character match found, we'll directly store index in our result array, and at the end we'll return it. So now I'll run that part, so you can see that our answer is accepted. Okay, all three given example test cases are passed. Now I'll submit for further lead code test cases. Okay, so it will like check each and every Leetcode given test cases for like this question. Okay, you can see that there is 912 test cases and each and every test cases are passed. Okay, so as much as you moving to the higher level, the test cases number of test cases is increased. Okay, around 1000, 2000 like that. Okay, so your code must be follow each and every type of condition. Okay, so this is the first approach for our code. Okay, I hope you got clear about this approach. Firstly, thing is while using this stored word. Okay, you can skip this. Okay, you can directly use words of I value, but for better understanding, I'll using new word character word to store our given words of I value. Okay, so I hope you understand this why I'm using this. You can skip this also. So now we'll move to the second approach. I'll remove this whole thing. Okay guys, so now we move to the second approach. For second approach, we're using an answer array to store each and everything. Okay, you can directly use result arrays also for this, but I am using answer array, something different. So let I is equal to 0. I is less than our given word dot length. Okay, and I plus plus. After that we use here if directly if condition does not, we are moving to the whole one more for loop. We're using one inbuilt function. You know which inbuilt function I'm gonna use. It's dot include You got it. We'll use this function in multiple times. So basically, dot includes check for that current value inside in this parenthesis is inside words of I or not. If it will definitely return you value, and if it's storing that value, so result. Sorry, we have taken answer. Okay, answer dot push of I. Okay, so this is the whole thing. Now we'll directly return that return answer. Okay, so I hope you got clear about this approach. So it will, like you can see that our test cases are accepted with 0 runtime ms. All three now we'll submit for all 912 test cases. So you can see that our answer is accepted. All test cases are passed. The runtime is 1 ms. So I hope you got clear about this approach. We are moving with the inbuilt function of include. So we just not have to take an entire for loop. Okay. Now we'll discuss about time and space complexity. So our for first approach where we using one new result array and the two for loops. Okay. For space complexity for that we assume that there is a k. Okay, k indexes which we have to store in our result array. So we using space complexity equal to order k, storing only k elements inside that, not all n elements. So space complexity is order of k, and time complexity for that is first loop moving from the 0 to the n length. So it's order of n, and inside one for loop. So multiplication happen, but we does not know the length of the each and every string. So we assume with m. Okay, m is the length of the string stored in the given words array. So the time complexity for that approach becomes order of n into m. Okay, and space complexity is order of k. In our second approach, we using same result array in answer array. So for that, this approach is also our space complexity becomes order of k. K is the number of elements stored in answer array. So space complexity is order of k. Now time complexity is first for loop is order of n. But you here you directly don't say that there is order of n complexity. You see that here I am using include function. For include function, time and space complexity is order of which are they checking cases, each and every length includes. So the words of I length we assume that is m. So the now time complexity for this course becomes order of n into n. Okay, this is the same as the our first approach where we moving with the inside one for loop. Okay, the thing is here we just decrease the line of syntax in a two line of in if else conditions. Okay, else each and everything is remain same. Time complexity is also order of n into m, and space complexity is order of k for both approaches. Here you can see that just our whole thing is ended up in 5 lines. For there we have to use some of how greater lines of code. Okay, so there is no difference between this approach and those approach. But just here I know that how include function works. Why you said that include inbuilt functions. Okay, so this is the today's question. Okay, if you find any doubts about this video, you can ask me in comment section, and I'll try to resolve your doubts. Okay, and so now we'll move to the tomorrow's question part, and you can try this version by your approach. Okay, and after completing your approach and your code successfully, you can post it on LinkedIn and Twitter and mention me. Okay, to me know that how you're doing these questions. Okay, so now we'll move to this. Okay, so now we move to the tomorrow's question, but I'll open and show you tomorrow's question. So tomorrow we're gonna solve question number 1967. Number of strings that appears as a substring in a word. Okay, in a given word, how many substrings are there which is appear as a string? Okay, so this is question based on patterns. Okay, given an array of strings, pattern, and a string word, return the number of strings in a pattern that exists as a substring in a word. Okay, so you have to return an array like given you have to given an array of strings patterns, array called pattern name, and the string called words. Okay, return the number of strings in patterns that exist as a substring in a word. Okay, So like that word given is ABC, and if there is multiple string present with the ABC, you have to return that number of that strings. Okay, let me show you example one so you got clear about that. So the pattern share is like A, ABC, BC, and B. Okay, and word given with ABC. So there is A, ABC, and BC. There is three words, like words is basically there is three string inside pattern array which contains the given word substring. You have to return three. Okay, like that here one more is A, B, and C. So here is A, B. Okay, so you have to return A and B. It means two. There is two only strings substring which contains from the word. Now we'll see the conditions. The pattern slot length. Our given pattern array length is between 1 to 100, and the string stored inside that in each and every index is length for that is also between 1 to 100. Okay, length of the string stored inside pattern array, and the word dot length. Okay, the given outside the word. Okay, each length is also between 1 to 100. Okay, so pattern of I and word consist of lowercase English letters. So each and everything in question mentioned is only made of lowercase English letters. Okay, so I hope you got clear about this question. You have to type this question. After completing this question, you can post it on LinkedIn and Twitter. Mention me. Okay. If you don't solve this question, don't worry. You're gonna solve this question in tomorrow's video. Okay. You can come and check out tomorrow's video at 9 p.m. Okay. And if you have any doubt, you can ask me in comment section. And if you not started yet DSA with the series, go to day one and start with the first day video where I explain each and everything about the series, how the series gonna run, and what should you need to do. And one thing, you have to stay consistent to master DSA and improve your problem solving. Okay, so you can check out that video. So now meet on tomorrow's video. Thanks for watching the video.